Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks. They're a 500 team. They're secured the 500, you know what I'm saying. They are guaranteed to be at least 500 for the first time since 2012. It's a nice feat for a team expected to win 22 games. And they win tonight. They'll be over 500 for the first time since 2012. A lot of goals, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of goals for the New York Knicks to capture. And I'm excited about it. Tonight, 9 p.m. at the FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee, the Knicks will take on the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja Morant in the Memphis Grizzlies. The last time we played them, we beat them in overtime. Then we went on to a 9-game win streak. No sound. They can't hear me? Huh. That's weird. Maybe she has it muted. Let me check. Let me see what's going on. Because it looks like my sound is coming through OBS. So let me see what's happening here. See what's up. Let me mute. Here. Okay. All right. So I guess we're good. Okay. Yeah, it looks like people are saying they can hear it. But anyway, like I was saying, the Knicks are, they're facing a tough Memphis Grizzlies team tonight. The last time we played them, we beat them in overtime. We went on to a 9-game winning streak. And here we are. Here we sit today. So the Memphis Grizzlies, they want that one back. They feel like they were supposed to win that game. And for all intents and purposes, they were supposed to win that game. Right? They were beating us. They were up 13. They were beating us for 3.5 quarters. Knicks came back and they did what they did because this team doesn't quit. But they've got to be ready for the Memphis Grizzlies tonight because now, they're in a battle for that 8th spot. They don't want to go lower than that. Nobody does. You don't want to be 9 or 10 because you get one loss and you're out. At least if you're in the 7th or 8th spot, you get 2 chances to get into the playoffs. So let's see what's going on, man. Tonight, Andy, my brother, how are you feeling about tonight's game versus the Memphis Grizzlies, my man? Talk to me, bro.
Yeah, salute to you, Sim. Salute to the chat. Hope someone else is going to join us, so we're going to have a fun time before the game. Well, like you said, Sim, last game was a tough one. I'm expecting the Knicks to, try to get this W. I'm not going to go that far that they're going to come in just, guns blazing and try to rip the Grizzlies apart in Memphis. But then again, you never know with these Knicks. They're on such a wave that, they might just do it.
Yeah, I mean, they're on a serious wave right now. They're playing crazy good basketball. And it seems like they continue to get better and better and better, right? Every time they step on the floor. This is a team that we were talking about it last night. Since the beginning of the season, they've accomplished feat after feat after feat. First they had a hard time getting to 500. Then once they got to 500, they had a hard time maintaining 500. Then we needed them to get above 500. They'll go, 2 games above 500. Once they get there, they knock back down. They can't maintain it. Finally, they get to 3 games above 500. There was a point in time where they had no longer than a 3-game winning streak. Finally, they get to 4, then 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9. So they continue to accomplish feat after feat after feat. And every time we count them out, they come back and they say, let me show you something. Now is a point where I don't know if people account. There's some people that are counting them out and saying that, this is the end for them. You know, I heard somebody say they're going to lose the rest of the games and all kinds of stuff. But I think Knicks fans right now are finally saying, hey, these guys are pretty good. And from every time I watch them play, they seem to get better and better. Obviously, last night they played the Houston Rockets, a team that is depleted, a team that's last in the league, a team that's, you know, everything that they're doing is for the lottery right now. But they did what they were supposed to do, and they smacked them by 30 and played well. And you seen Julius Randle take over that third quarter when it looked like the Houston Rockets, after Knicks had built an 18-point lead, and the Rockets shaved it down to 9. And Randle said, now I'm going to put the team on my back. Let me go get some buckets. Start just dropping buckets in the third quarter. There was a little bit of stuff going on between him and the bench and that kind of stuff too. But these are the type of things you're looking for from this team. In every game, there's something that happens where you see the growth in the team. And it's encouraging, very, very encouraging. You know, and I'm not making any predictions about, you know, where this team can go and how good they can become. But let me tell you, over the last 12 games, they've had one of the best offenses in the league while maintaining a top 10 defense. That's good basketball, Andy. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to have your naysayers out there always. But I'm just proud of what the team is doing and happy with what the team is doing. And I want to see them get better and greedy. I want to see them get the 4th seed. I want to see them continue to win 40 games this season. You're 4 games away from 40. Let's get 40 games. You know what I mean? How good can this team become, Andy? You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, they keep getting better and better. How good do you think they can become?
Well, Sim, just going back to the numbers you said, Tommy Beer tweeted NBA's best net rating over the last month. The first team, the Knicks, with plus 11.3. Best offensive rating over the last month, the Knicks, 118.8. Best record over the last month, the Nuggets, 13-3, and the Knicks, sitting in the second, 12-3. Maybe if we're gonna have that, the next game we won in May, so you will be like the first, 3, top team in the whole, in those 3 categories. But same, at this point, it's like we bought stock, and it's like you were saying, they couldn't get past 500. They bounced a little bit over, and then when they went through, they went with a huge step, right? So it's not, now it's like we got this stock. We know that, the company is rolling, and, it might be another jump, really soon. So, we might blow out, these couple of 2-3 games even. I already heard that, the Lakers are going to be without Dennis Schroeder, and I'm, maybe looking a little bit too far. But then again, it's only, 8 or 9 games to the end of the season. So you're trying to look at that and just think about it. I know the players don't have that mindset, but, me as a fan, I'm sometimes watching these games and I'm not believing, because, I was like, I wasn't predicting. I was predicting a little bit over maybe that 22, right? That Vegas said before the season. But, when they went over and you were seeing that they're really playing so good basketball with the names on the paper, that wasn't so colorful, right? So now, it's really hard to think that it's going to go bad, right? But you never know how it might go really good for us. So yeah, I'm just crossing my fingers every game I watch, and right. I'm just so happy to watch this kind of basketball by the Knicks. That's unbelievable. Sometimes I don't even believe what I'm watching.
And this is the point. This is the point of the schedule where the Knicks, I think, in their mind, they want to prove to the NBA world that they are legitimate, right? They everyone who's like, well, how far can this, like me, right? How good can they become? These type of things. I think they want to prove to everybody that, hey, we're really good basketball team. And this is probably the next step in the team developing, being able to beat some of these teams like the Nuggets and the Clippers and the Lakers, the Suns. That's the next part of their development, because throughout this run, they couldn't get past Brooklyn, right? They couldn't beat Brooklyn. They weren't able to, handle Philadelphia. Tight games with these teams, but they couldn't beat them.
Yeah, same with the Heat, right?
Same with the Heat, right? They lost 3 to the Heat. So now the next part of that evolution, and this team continues to grow down the stretch of the season and get better down the stretch of the season. The next part is to beat some of these teams. You know what I'm saying? So look, I know Jamal Murray is out in Denver. You can't do nothing about that. But I don't want the Knicks to play these teams with any of their stars hurt. I want the Knicks to play them because, to me, this is how you can prepare for the playoffs, right? You're getting ready for the playoffs now. And I know, people say, well, it's going to help their standings if this, that, and the third. I'm more concerned about the playoffs, right? And them competing with these teams in the playoffs. Obviously, they're not going to play the Clippers, the Lakers, or any of these teams they're playing now. They wouldn't play them until the NBA Finals, right? But you're going to play tough teams in the playoffs. So I want them to get that work playing tough teams. So this stretch, it really is coming at a perfect time where the Knicks are riding high from playing so well. The Phoenix Suns loss came at a good time, to be honest with you. And I said this last week. Came at a good time because the Knicks now know, okay, we're not right there. We're not in that echelon. So now they got something more to strive for. We want to be looked at as a team that's in that echelon. We've won all these games. We have all these numbers that say we're playing like a top team in the league, but we have to prove it on the floor by beating the Suns, the Clippers, the Lakers, maybe the Denver Nuggets. You know what I mean? So this is a good time for them to prove it. And I'm looking forward to what's happening and what's going on in the near future. They took care of Houston like they're supposed to. Now you got to deal with the Memphis Grizzlies, who's going to be a tough team, right? They play tough defensively. They're fighting for something as well. So this is going to be a scrap. It's going to be a battle. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a battle. Big shout out to Legion of Podcast. Thank you for joining us in the chat, my friend. Big shout out to everybody else that's out there. Who we got? I see Nice, Ralph Petito, Dale Sinclair, Warren Franklin. I see some people I haven't seen before. Paul Villani, Pudge Nice, Viv in the building. What's going on with you, old head? Lawan Nelson, Zohan Webby, Bob Telflar, Lawan. I think I said Lawan Nelson already. Kareem in the building. Ron Cohen in the building. Jet Life for Life in the building. A lot of people in the building. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you, man. Definitely appreciate you. Big shout out to Kareem. He said, you smell that, fellas? There's barbecue chicken on the menu tonight. Hopefully it's some nice, sweet Memphis barbecue chicken. But
yes, and just to add Sim to what you were saying, a couple of minutes ago about the loss we took at Phoenix, versus Phoenix. I think we can see that Tibbs really values rhythm, right? We were up 30, on the Rockets, and he still didn't pull the starters, out till less than 4 minutes, if I'm correct. So, and he could do it like it was 9 minutes left and we were up 30, I think. So he could easily slide in at least like 2 guys off the bench, right? We lost Nerlens Noel to the end of the game, so he could, easily put in Pell, a little bit earlier. But he really values, and his fans are gonna say that it's not value. He's riding those guys, to the death, right? But I think it's more about the rhythm. He doesn't want any team to even, smell blood that or any kind of disrespect towards them or whatever. It was a game that we could easily slide in a guy off the bench or 2 a little bit earlier, but he still rode the core, the lineups that he uses each and every game, no matter we are up 2, 5, 10, 15, or 30. He still has those rotations set, and you barely see him tweak it. So you see he's really serious about this season.
Yeah, and like you said, I think that just has to do with continuity and making sure that the guys are ready. They just came off of having about 3 days off, their longest break since the All-Star break. And I think he just wanted to have those guys fine-tuned. I'm kind of glad that we're playing the backup, on the second end of a back-to-back with the way things worked out now, because the Knicks blew out Houston last night. Julius Randle got to sit the entire fourth quarter, had 31 points through 3 quarters, got to sit the entire fourth quarter. So he should feel good, be well rested. Of course, you got the flight 8 hours from Houston to Memphis. Well, the flight's not 8 hours. By car it's 8 hours. The flight is probably an hour. Right, so boom, you jump Houston to Memphis. I'm sure they got there last night. And hopefully they're fresh. Like, their body should be revved up, ready to go. Looking for them to play a good game tonight against these guys. And yeah, I agree. I think Tom Thibodeau was like, hey, we gotta make sure these guys are ready and in rhythm and their bodies are ready to go, because the Kevin Knoxes and Frank Ntilikina's and Jared Harper's, they're not gonna play. So we need these guys to be in rhythm. Now, of course, Pele might play tonight. He might get a little bit of burn tonight.
Yeah.
Especially tonight's going to be a physical game. You need his body out there, because it doesn't look like, if Nerlens Noel is unable to go and he's questionable for tonight, then you're going to need him. For the Memphis Grizzlies, Grayson Allen, and this is the official NBA injury report, which was updated today at 1:30. And let me change that date right there. There you go. Was updated today at 1:30. Grayson Allen, he's questionable for the Memphis Grizzlies, and for the Knicks, Nerlens Noel is questionable, and of course, Mitchell Robinson is out. And I just hope that the injury to Nerlens Noel, it's a sprained ankle, is what's reported by the New York Knicks at the moment. Hopefully, it's
it's a day-to-day thing,
yeah,
right?
A day-to-day thing, and he's going to be helpful, healthy. You know what I mean? Because you need Nerlens Noel. You need his shot blocking capabilities out there. For some reason, let me tell you, continuously every game we play these big guys, Nikola Vucevic and all these big guys, and we worry that they're going to dominate Nerlens Noel. In every game, none of them dominate Nerlens Noel. None of them do. Now, part of it is the scheme that Tom Thibodeau puts in place, right? He wants to make sure, just the doubling back, pressure on the guard, so it's hard to deliver the ball into the post. Those type of defensive schemes all help out Nerlens Noel. But he's helped out himself as well. Good defensive positioning, getting blocks at the rim when guys going up to dunk. He's really done the job down there. He's really done a good job. Without Nerlens, we'll be missing something without having Nerlens Noel out there on the floor. Tonight there's another big man, Jonas Valanciunas. He's a guy that can score in the post, can rebound the basketball. Now you're going to be asking Taj Gibson to handle him all night long. That's a tough task, right? It's a tough task. Obviously, Pell can get out there a little bit, and I like the shot blocking of Pell. The times that I've seen him when I forgot which game it was, when Taj and Gibson were both out. They both went out during the game. I think Taj got a lacerated eye, and Nerlens Noel got hit in the mouth, right? And they were both in the locker room. Pell was out there. He did okay, but I seen, a little bit slow to rotations, a little bit slow to some of those things, kind of tentative. Hopefully that's just because it was his first time out there in some real action. He's going to have to be used tonight. We're going to have to depend on him, so he's going to have to come through tonight. You have faith in Pell.
Well, I have, but I also realize that this is a step down even from Taj Gibson. He's way younger, less experienced. He might be better built, a little bit, thicker and stronger even than both Nerlens but we got to realize that for the Memphis Grizzlies at center, Jonas Valanciunas, he's having a real good stretch of games one by one, and he is he's also crafty. If he wants, he can be crafty, and I think that team uses Jonas Valanciunas even a little bit better than he was used as a Raptor. So, he might get, 25 and more points a game versus you, and he's definitely going to get, double-digit rebounds. So, it might be really hard. I'm not going to say that I'm even more afraid of Jonas Valanciunas than with Ja Morant, but, it's really close. Not to mention the, supporting cast for those two guys on the Memphis Grizzlies. They have a plethora of guys that you never know what you can expect from them, at least as a position standpoint, right? You never know. Some kind of guys, this guy might hit like 2-3 threes, the other guy can hit threes, so they can score in bunches. And of course our scouting department and our coaches are prepared schemes and game plans for this game, right? But I think they have several guys that can, hurt you and have great games versus even the Knicks defense.
Yeah, they do. And, shout out to the Memphis Grizzlies YouTube page that's in here. Checking us out. It looks like they're about to copy down the scouting report, send it on over to the Memphis Grizzlies coaching staff and say, hey, this is what Knicks fans think the Knicks need to do against the Grizzlies. So maybe I won't give my keys to the game. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do. Nah, big shout out to you. Thank you for coming through. It's an NBA brotherhood, so we thank you guys. We're out for blood tonight. We're out to win. Trust me. But big shout out to you. Thank you for coming into the chat. But yeah, this is gonna be it's gonna be a tough game against these guys, man. They're a tough team. Looking at the lineups for tonight. The projected lineups for the night, and it looks like I've got to change it. Let me get back to the projected lineups because I got to change it because I had Nerlens Noel in there. Obviously, Nerlens Noel isn't going to go tonight, right? Because of, well, I don't want to say obviously it's questionable, but I do see Legion of Knicks said that Woj tweeted that Nerlens Noel is going to be reevaluated on Monday. Which is today. I'm assuming that's today, right? I'm assuming that's today, not next Monday.
Yeah, probably today. Yeah.
Right. I'm assuming that's today. So we don't know what that reevaluation report is as of yet. Okay. I hope it's not next Monday because that's a long time, and we have a few games between now and next Monday. And we need Taj Gibson out there. Obviously, we need Taj Gibson to be healthy. But looking at the starting lineups tonight, the projected starting lineups for the night, you got Elfrid Payton for the Knicks, Reggie Bullock, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Taj Gibson. And then for the Memphis Grizzlies, you got that young stud over there, Ja Morant. You got Desmond Bane, Dillon Brooks, Kyle Anderson, and Jonas Valanciunas. Okay, listen, they have guys, like you said, Andy, these guys they just got guys that can go ahead and light it up and score the basketball. Right? Obviously, we're going to get to Ja Morant. We'll get back to Ja Morant. But you look at Kyle Anderson. I want to talk about Kyle Anderson a little bit because, the last time we played him, he was kind of making me upset a little bit because he kept, it wasn't him, it was Julius Randle making me upset. Right? Because Julius Randle kept letting this guy get free in the corners, knocking down threes, and then looking at somebody else to say, you're supposed to be rotating out there, not me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want that guy to get off because he's like, what was the guy last night? Can't think of his name now. The guy that got traded to Houston from Miami, Kelly Olynyk. He's like him.
Kelly Olynyk, yeah.
Yeah, he can spread the floor out, knock down that three. Julius Randle sometimes has trouble getting out to those 3-point shooters when he's defending them because he's helping out in the paint, he's looking to rebound in the paint, and then all of a sudden it's swung over and he's got to get out there. And sometimes it's late. And listen, I'm not mad at Julius Randle. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at Julius Randle because he's got a heavy load to handle, scoring the basketball and doing those things as well. So, you're going to have some lapses sometimes on the defensive side when you got that kind of a load. But we got to get out there. And Kyle Anderson, he can knock it down from three. I don't like Julius Randle's going to guard him, but I don't like Julius Randle guarding him because I don't want this kid to get off. He can get off, though. You know what I mean? What do you think about that matchup?
Yeah, he can. And yes, and it's like you said, Julius Randle has problems with those stretch fours basically the whole season. It might not have been, on full display that bad, but Olynyk, when he was, on his former team on the Heat, he also had that problem. He's one of those guys. None of Knicks fans are going to blame Julius Randle for not sticking to a guy like Olynyk or Kyle Anderson because he's having such a great season. Then again, if you would just cover up the score, on those games, you could have that to point out in the video room, after the game because he loses, sight of those 3-point guys, like you said. And, on the Memphis, also Brooks can nail the 3-pointer. Desmond Bane,
yeah,
he was, we were reporting about his 3-point shooting before even he got drafted, right? So he has that, shot really, under his belt so he can pull it up and knock down them in a row. So, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit happy that Grayson Allen is out because he's one of those players like TJ McConnell, right? That those pesky defenders that bother you, and they're not the star of the team, but they can hurt you. Like just getting those energy plays and swinging the momentum and whatever. So I'm happy that kind of guys are not playing, today on the Memphis Grizzlies. He at least him because he's a really pesky dude. I hate playing versus guys like that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Me too. I hate playing against them type of guys. And then, of course, we got Ja Morant. We're going to get to Ja Morant in a minute. We got the cornerstone of crossovers in the building.
Jeez.
The cornerstone of crossovers. Y'all don't know about it yet. What's up, Kev? How you feeling, bro?
I was doing great up until Godfather.
And Sim, I don't know if you see it, but he's wearing even Grizzlies, colors. So
Yeah,
I don't know what's up with that.
He's got the. Oh my gosh! Come on, man. What's going on?
Yeah, the navy blue and gray.
The cornerstone of crossovers in the building. Now, what's going on, Kev? How you feeling, man?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Salute to the chat. Hey, man. If you ain't on this Knicks bandwagon, that line might be, that door might be closed for y'all, man, because we are doing it, man. I'm just so psyched for about this team, man, and about the possibilities of where we could go this year and futures to come. And with regards to this game right here, I just want their best effort out there. That's all. I mean, I'm confident that we can win the game. They just got to put their best effort out there. That's all I'm asking for.
I mean, listen, you already know. We've seen it all season long. The Knicks are going to put their best effort out there 98% of the time. There's been a game or two throughout the season where you're like, yeah, what was the energy? But for the most part, they've put the energy out there. They're going to kind of play hard. And at this point in the season, I can't see the Knicks taking the night off and not being focused on coming in and playing hard basketball. I just can't see that happening at this point in the season. I think they all understand that there's too much at stake. There's too much happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much at stake. So I don't expect them to come in and lay an egg. Well, could they lose the game? Of course. No. That doesn't necessarily mean that they laid an egg. You know what I mean? So I expect them to come out and play a tough basketball game. Looking at some keys to the game, then I want to get you guys perspective. I'm going to go over these keys to the game, then I want to get you guys perspective on the keys to the game. The keys to the game, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, they've got to come in mentally prepared for physicality. And I know I spelled physicality wrong. Sue me. Mentally prepared for physicality. How much? You know this game is, you said how much? I mean,
how much?
you can sue me for an Obi Toppin jersey. How about that? All right, I know that's, you can sue me for an Obi Toppin jersey. And then I'm gonna default on the judgment, and I'm not gonna give up the jersey. What'd you say? I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
I hear you. I said I hear you. I hear you.
All right.
I'm agreeing with you.
I fixed it. Okay, let's start over. Let's start over. Kev throwing a monkey wrench in my game. A crossover monkey wrench. Anyway, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Keys to the game. We've got to come in mentally prepared for this game, ladies and gentlemen. Mentally prepared for physicality, because this game is going to be physical. They're a much more physical team than I anticipated the first time when we played them. Much better defensive team than I anticipated. I think we need multiple player contributions. The last time we played them, we got contributions from Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Derrick Rose, Alec Burks, Emmanuel Quickley. We need that again. Because this team, they're going to have multiple players contribute at a high level. We need to do the same. We've got to take care of the basketball, ladies and gentlemen. The Memphis Grizzlies are 7th in the league at creating turnovers, and then they're 2nd in the league in points off of turnovers. So we need to take care of that basketball. The Knicks are averaging about 13 turnovers per game. I want to keep that thing down to 10 or less. We've done it before in the season. I want to do it again tonight. We need team defense. Strong rotations and closeouts, because this team has players that could be a threat all over the floor. So if we're not rotating and closing out and playing team defense, we can get hurt. And they got a point guard who has a special ability to see the floor and find the weakness in the defense. So, we need to be on point there. And then we've got to continue to play efficient basketball on the offensive side of the floor. It's been amazing the past 12 games or so with the jump that we've made on the offensive side. We've got to continue it. We do these things, we'll give ourselves a chance to win a 37th game. And for the first time since 2012, secure a winning record. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. Anything you want to add there, Andy?
Which is the rebounding. We gotta end possessions with the rebounds, secure the end of a possession, second chance. Don't let the Memphis Grizzlies get any second chance points, because Giannis can get those rebounds. They can kick it out and nail a fast three on us. And, also that they're going to have cutters. So whenever the rebounds, gone, we got to cut off the lanes, because they can cut to the basket and get easy points off of that.
Yeah.
So basically those things. And, it's also about the point guard matchup. We got to stop, Ja from having a huge game. And, he's one of those really young and really fast guards. I realize that Elfrid's a little bit younger, but he's a little bit bigger than Ja. So that's going to be probably his edge. But I don't know about the speed. I think it might be only like 2-3 guys that can, stay up with Ja on defense. So
Yeah.
might be hard night for our point guards.
Yeah, I would like to see the Knicks intermittently throughout the game send some traps towards Ja Morant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get the ball out of his hands and
get the ball out of his hands. I'd like to see our guards playing physical. Right? To me, and this is my opinion, he doesn't have the strength yet. And when you're playing physical and you bump him, you can kind of knock him off his block a little bit, throw his footing off, throw his rhythm off just a little bit. And then he's got to recapture that rhythm and his footing, so that he can get to the basket, make moves, or do whatever he's going to do. Now, he's really good at recapturing his footing quickly, right? Because he's the type of guard that is able to, listen, okay, I don't know what's going on with you, my man, but hopefully you're safe and fine. You just screamed. I don't know what's going on there, so hopefully you're safe.
I didn't do none.
No, I had a caller. I had a caller.
Oh, caller. I was thinking you were talking to me.
No, I had a caller on the line, and then the caller screamed. Hopefully that caller is safe. I don't know. Hopefully that caller is safe. But anyway, I think that you can put, I think you can use some physicality against Ja Morant. But like I said, he's good at, if you get him off balance or get him off rhythm, recapturing that rhythm, or using that to reestablish a new rhythm. You know what I'm saying? That's just the type of player he is. He's slippery and he's sly. But I do think that you can bother him a little bit by playing physical. So I'd like to see the Knicks play a little bit physical. Send some traps his way, earlier in the game than we normally do. And, see how he handles it. You know what I'm saying? See how he handles it. It's going to be a tough cover no matter what happens. It's going to be a tough cover. So Elfrid Payton, Derrick Rose, even Reggie Bullock, that's going to probably see some time on Ja Morant. They've got to play that tough defense and, to me, a little bit physical. Bump him, knock him off the block. That's how I would play him. That's how I play him. I play him physical. Will it work? I don't know. The last time we played him, he didn't have a great game the last time we played him. Right? He played okay, but it wasn't great. Let me see if I can get those numbers up really quick. Then I'll get to a phone call. This doesn't look like it's the same person. Hopefully that person is safe. I don't know. I hope so. Ja Morant, last time he had 26 points. He was okay. Okay, he played well. He was 50% from the field. 80% from the three-point line. That's right. He was knocking down threes that game. I don't expect him to do it again, right? But I don't expect him to do that again, but he was knocking down threes last game. Caller, you live. What's popping?
Hello?
Yeah, how you doing, my brother?
Man, y'all better win tonight for my Warriors, man. I need y'all to win tonight.
We got to win for the Warriors?
Yeah, I got money on y'all, man. Y'all got to win. I need y'all to win.
Okay, I hope you didn't put a whole lot of money on there. You know what I'm saying? We need you to keep your house and home and all that kind of stuff.
Nah, I believe in RJ. I believe in RJ to go. I believe in him.
Okay, all right. Hey, well, our intention is to go into the game and win. So hopefully we'll be helping you guys out tonight.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
have a good one.
I appreciate you. Yeah, the Memphis Grizzlies, ladies and gentlemen, they're fighting for playoff position with the Golden State Warriors. They are a half game above the Golden State Warriors right now. The Warriors are 32-32. The Memphis Grizzlies are 32-31. Obviously, neither one of those teams want to be in the 9th seed. So, hey, we'd love to help the Warriors out tonight. Another thing that I want to look at, Andy, and I started doing this in the last game preview. And I'm going to extend this portion of the show as we move on, extend it to some other things. But right now, we're just looking at I'm going to pull up the shot chart of the Memphis Grizzlies and where they like to shoot the basketball and where they shoot from the highest clip. Casual fans may not care about this, but your hardcore, deep basketball type fans, like this kind of stuff. I like this kind of stuff. And so when you look at this shot chart here, you're going to realize notice that the Memphis Grizzlies, they shoot their best from the left corner, similar to the Houston Rockets. Right? This season, they've shot 126. They've shot 307 threes from that left corner, 41%. And then kind of like the corner wing type area, they're about 44%. All right, when you get to, the straight up wing on the left side of the key, the 33%. From the top of the key, they shoot 38%. The wing on the right side of the key, they're about 43%. Right? On the right side of the floor, the right corner, they shoot 31%. They shoot 35%. We want to try to make them shoot from that side if we can. However we can funnel the defense. And I'm sure Tom Thibodeau and the coaching staff, has looked at this same type of shot chart and knowing where they shoot from. If we can find a way to keep them to the right side of the floor, because they don't shoot the strongest from that side of the floor. They shoot the strongest from the left side of the floor. Right? So if we can keep them away from that area, it's going to benefit us. Right? So we want to try to keep them shooting on the right side of the floor when they're shooting in the corners, because they shoot a lower percentage there. All right, you can notice the right wing just off of the key. They shoot 43% from there, right? So that's a place where maybe you don't want them to shoot. Now, obviously, you're looking at who is shooting the ball from these areas, and how do you stop that particular player from getting to those spots on the floor, right? That's always the challenge. For example, let's say Ja Morant, he shoots he shoots from this corner, from this right wing, just right of the key, where, it's 42.9%. If that's Ja Morant, how do you stop him from getting there and shooting that shot? You know what I mean? So that's always a challenge. But this is good to see, good to know where they like to shoot the ball from and the percentages from each one of these spots. So we'll see if the Knicks pay attention to this at all. Obviously not from me. But,
I bet. Yeah, I bet Sim they do. Just even looking at the percentages, but look at the attempts. From the left side, from three, they took, like for the 45-degree angle, they took over 600 shots, right? On the right side, they took 455. Right. That's 160 shots of the difference, right? And, look, just looking at the percentages, it's really, easy to see that they analyze this and they go to those spots. And it's not like only from coming up from the game flow. I think they really analyze it and dig into it. On the left 3-pointer, look, they took over 300 shots. On the right, they took barely over 200. And that's like a 30%, swap, right, from the left side and the right side. So it's a huge thing. I think nowadays these numbers are really analyzed on a daily basis.
Yeah. I mean, but it's good to know. It's good to know, and then of course it breaks down to who has the basketball and where particular shooters or particular players like to shoot or score the basketball, and you've got to know your defensive assignment. Let me get to the call on the line. Caller, you live. What's popping?
What's going on? What's going on, Sam? It's AK. What's popping?
What's going on, AK? How you feeling, man?
I'm all right. I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Feeling pretty good.
That was good. Last time we spoke was on that winning streak.
Yeah, man. And we're back on another one. Well, at least we've won 2. Maybe hopefully we get our 3rd tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, Sam, I'm about to bring it back to the coach's corner. show you had a while back over the summer about Julius.
Yeah.
Everything you saying, he is doing. And you said if he does what he do, he's going to have a big season.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't expect him to do it at this level at all.
For real? For real?
I mean, like the level he's doing it now, I expected.
Oh, yeah, this is
Yeah. I mean, I thought that if Julius Randle, and Andy and I both, we did that coach's corner, and we said, we thought it could go either way. Either Julius Randle could crash and burn under Tibbs, or he could have the best season of his career. You know what I mean? And obviously he's having the best season of his career. But I didn't know he was going to take it to the heights where 9 of the last 10 games he dropped 30. And could have had 40 last night if he was in the game. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know he was taking it there.
Dangerous. So Sid, before I go to one guy, I got to go to work. This skit right here, I'm going to predict another one.
Okay.
You come out of here with 4 of them. Beat the Lakers. We're going to beat the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
We lose versus close game, but lose versus Denver. We win the night in overtime.
Okay.
Peace to the chat. One love, son.
Peace, brother. Feel it. Peace.
Peace.
I'm out of here. I mean, listen, I can take coming out of here with 4 wins, going 4-2. That's all day. I can take that all day. You know what I mean? I want more. You know what I mean? But I could take 4-2 if that's the way that we had to be. I want that Phoenix Suns game, though. I really want that game because I feel like, and I know the Knicks, I know the players want that game as well because that was the game right there that stopped the streak. I want that game back. I want to beat them boys, man. I want to beat them. We led the entire game. I mean, you could feel it slipping throughout the game, right? The Knicks built a 15-point lead or whatever, but you could feel it slipping. And you knew they weren't going to hold that early lead against a good team like them. You could feel it slipping. And then finally they got the lead, and I was like, And I felt when they got the lead, I was like, they're not going to let that lead up. You know what I mean? The Knicks want it back. I want it back. I think we can beat them. I want it back. I can't wait to play them. But we got to focus on Memphis tonight. We got to get past these guys.
Yeah, definitely they're going to have something extra, for that Suns game. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it. They will. Hey, caller, you're live. What's popping?
How's it going, Sim? How's it going, gents?
Pretty good. How you feeling?
What up?
I'm feeling great. I'm really looking forward to this game tonight. I feel like it's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good matchup. It's going to be a battle. I'm expecting it to go down to the wire and to be one of those type of games. That
Me too. I respect the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
The way they play.
Yeah, I respect them. I just hope that Grizzlies, the official Grizzlies account, that they didn't, take this stuff, whatever we were saying back to the coaching staff. They probably did, but whatever.
I don't know. I got to say, the Knicks, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but you think about who's going to win the championship this year, right? Just on paper. And you go, are they a top 5 defense? Probably going to be. Are they, a top 10 3-point shooter team? Probably. Do they have a top 5 MVP? Probably. I just feel like Thibodeau's got to be saying, why the hell not us? It's going to get to that level where if everybody believes it, they're going to be a dangerous out. They're going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs.
Yeah. Hey, listen, he has to be saying, why not us? Has to be.
Why not? Look at Miami last year. Nobody was saying they were going to make the finals. And then they went out. You remember that interview with Jimmy Butler in ESPN during the bubble? And he was like, yeah, we're making the finals. This was like the first round. He's like, yeah, I know what we're doing. That's Julius Randle this year.
Yeah.
He's got. We're the big dogs on the block. Like, we're hungry.
We're definitely hungry.
We got one of the best players in the league. Right? Yeah. That's what it is.
Hey, and listen, let me tell you what. I'm gonna read this off to you. The top 5 players. This was published April 30th. Top 5 players for MVP. All right, right now, leading everybody is Nikola Jokic. 26 points per game, 11 rebounds, 8.6 assists. The Denver Nuggets, they're a top team in the league. Joel Embiid, 29.5 points per game, 11 rebounds, 1 steal, 1.4 blocks per game. The Philadelphia 76ers are second in the Eastern Conference.
Right.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, 28 points a game, 11 rebounds, 5.9 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Then you got Chris Paul from the Phoenix Suns, 16 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, 8.7 assists. You got Luka from the Mavs, 28.6 points per game, 7.9 rebounds, and 8.7 assists. The next 5, that was the first 5. The next 5, you got Damian Lillard from the Portland Trailblazers, Steph Curry from the Golden State Warriors, and at 8, you got Julius Randle from the New York Knicks.
There you go.
There you go.
And on any given game, Julius Randle could outplay any of those guys.
Yep.
And the Knicks could outplay any of those teams.
Yep.
Any given game.
And any given game. And so, now his name is really, listen, earlier in the season, people, I think Evergreen came out and he was like, it's too early to say anything about, Coach Thibodeau for Coach of the Year or Julius Randle for any kind of awards. Now it's that time. And Julius Randle, the league is taking notice. And he's mentioned right now in what, he's mentioned right now as a top 15 player. When you look at the NBA power rankings for most valuable player, all right, the MVP
Absolutely.
ladder. Right now he's mentioned as a top 15 player. And Julius Randle, if he doesn't get mentioned or any votes, obviously, you have media people who vote for the most valuable player. But if he doesn't get any votes or anything like that, I think he's going to be on the All-NBA team, which is a higher honor. It's not as popular, but it's actually a higher honor than making the All-Star team.
Yeah, I mean, he's I'd rather have Julius Randle. Maybe this is crazy. I'd rather have him than Anthony Davis. Like this guy the way he's playing right now with his outside shot. There's that famous Kobe Bryant quote where he said he's Lamar Odom and Zach Randolph's body.
Mm-hmm.
He is that, but better. I'm happy he's on our team. I feel confident against anybody with him playing like this. Yeah,
I feel you. Hey, I appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call.
All right, take care.
All right, peace. What do you think about that, Andy? He's mentioned he's mentioned in the top 8 for MVP voting now. Can he move up? Can he move up into that top 5? Some stiff competition in the top 5.
Yes, and I bet you that he will move up because probably 2 guys or out of those might slip out if their team, doesn't make the playoffs or just falls out of the play-ins or whatever like that, and we'll be going ahead with the playoffs. That's why I think because people say that this is individual award. But there never was an individual player that didn't lead his team as the MVP to at least deep in the playoffs. I don't remember a guy that got that MVP trophy and didn't get into the playoffs. So maybe maybe Luka can slide out from there if they don't make they don't pass the play-ins. And, other names probably will make the play-ins, but, at least Luka can slide out. It's really a hard call. If I'm Julius Randle, I'm at least happy that, people are turning their heads, the media, they're not, questioning the signing of, they were laughing when the Knicks signed Julius Randle. So now I don't think they're in that kind of mood. And it's like always, whenever you have a breakout the year, you're going to be mentioned. And since it's deep into the season and it looks like the Knicks are really, playing great basketball and are going to make the playoffs and possibly, I wonder if we stick to the 4th seed, what kind of odds is Vegas gonna give us to go to the second round? That's my one of the things that I'm most interested in, because before the season, they had us at 22.5, and after like 20 games they switch it up. So I wonder what's going to happen just after the regular season stops and you can be starting the bets for the playoffs. I wonder what they're going to rate us then.
Right. Hey man, I see we have a Miami Heat fan in the building talking stuff. Why? I don't know. We're not bothering the Miami Heat. We're not saying anything about the Miami Heat. We're talking about the Memphis Grizzlies. We don't care about the Miami Heat. Coming here talking garbage about the Miami Heat. How about you go to a Miami Heat podcast and talk there? Oh, I forget, all your fans leave the building before you get a chance to celebrate a win or a loss. Go worry about your own team, bro. That's all I got to say to my Miami Heat brother that's in the chat. Anyway, man. Any predictions for tonight, Andy?
I hope for a W, any kind of W. After 5, not timeouts, just overtimes, I'll take it. It's going to be definitely a hard game, hard, gritty, grindy game. And just to point out, Ja Morant was the 2nd pick, RJ was the 3rd pick. So we basically started the rebuild like really up, at the same time. So these teams are really comparable. They might have a little bit more young core pieces, but I think the Knicks are also going. They might even with the Julius signing and the Julius come out party. We might have, go a little bit faster than the Grizzlies. So this is going to be a great game, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be a blowout by any side. I don't believe in that.
Yeah, not on either side. My man said, my Miami Heat brother that's in the chat, he said, I'm keeping it a buck. I'm not coming at you. My man, check it out, though, bro. If you're coming at Knicks fans, you're coming at me, man. What is you talking about? If you're coming at Knicks fans, then you're coming at me. I'm just messing with you, though. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, man. You go ahead and support your team, brother. It's all good. Support your team. You know what I'm saying? I'm not coming at you. I'm joking with you. I'm not coming at you like that. Just joking with you. But anyway, I think it's going to be a really close game, a tight game. Another one of those sweated out type of games. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm glad to have it. And obviously, I want the Knicks to win it. And then Denver's going to be a tough one. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, 9 p.m., the Knicks travel to Memphis to take on the Memphis Grizzlies. And if they win tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks will secure a winning record. If they win tonight, their first time since 2012. So in order to do that tonight, one last time, ladies and gentlemen, the keys to the game to tonight. The Knicks must be mentally prepared for physicality. It's going to be a physical game. They're fighting to keep hold of that 8th seed in the Western Conference. The Knicks are fighting to keep hold of the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. It's going to be a battle. The Knicks need multiple player contributions because this defense is tough. Much tougher than I gave it credit for the first time we played them. So we need Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickley, Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Reggie Bullock, Elfrid Payton. We need these guys to contribute positively. We've got to take care of the ball, ladies and gentlemen. The Memphis Grizzlies, they're 7th in the league in creating turnovers. And they're 2nd in the league in points off those turnovers. So we got to take care of the ball. I'd like to see 10 or less turnovers tonight. The Knicks average about 13 on the season. I'd like to see 10 or less. Team defense and strong rotations and closeouts. The Grizzlies have a lot of weapons, a lot of guys that can score the basketball in a multitude of ways. And they have a point guard who is a wizard at finding the weakness of a defense and can get the ball to those guys. We need team defense, strong rotations, strong closeouts. And then we've got to continue to play efficient basketball on the offensive side. We've been doing that the last 12 games or so. We've got to continue to do it. We're shooting a high percentage from three, a high percentage from the field. We're moving the basketball. Got to continue to do it. If we do that, 37 wins, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And of course, you guys know I did that so I can take this little clip, put it on Twitter or wherever else. So that's the reason why I throw the peace sign up there. You know, sometimes during a live recording, you get little clips that, anyway. Andy, I'm about to head out of here. I got to go to basketball practice. Any last words?
In one sentence, because I see people asking, about the Luka Vildoza signing. From what I know, he is still working a buyout with Baskonia because he has a $2 million buyout. Meanwhile, the NBA teams can only cover, and I'm not sure, but it's either $600,000 and $6,500,000 or $750,000. So I don't remember, know the exact thing because this season is a little bit, different. I'm guessing it's only, just a couple of days till they work it out, and it's probably he's going to get signed since the Knicks, didn't, sign C2 from the Westchester Knicks. So I'm guessing they're leaving up that spot for Luka.
Okay, all right. We will keep tabs on that, ladies and gentlemen. Boulevard 73, you said my bad, Sim. I'm not sure what, but I appreciate it. But anyway, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, the game is at 9 p.m., so that means that I'll be on probably 11:45, something like that, for the post-game show. And, I look forward to it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, we're coming back for a win after tonight's game. So be peaceful. I'll check you on the post-game show. And I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen.